After years of use, even the fastest and most beautiful cars eventually reach the end of their journey. They return to the recycling yard.
The car is fed into a powerful industrial shredder, where massive rotating blades tear it apart. Metal, plastic, and other materials.
After dismantling, all the separated metal parts are gathered into large piles by robotic arms.
Finally, the remaining car shells and leftover materials are moved to the scrapyard by heavy machinery. Here, they join.
Once the metal has been sorted and compacted, giant claws load the crushed car parts into large dump trucks.
With the trucks fully loaded, the recycled car metal is transported to specialized recycling plants. Here, the metal
needs. At the scrapyard, more old vehicles are brought in by trucks and heavy machinery. Giant claws lift and move these.
As the sun sets over the scrapyard, these old cars and trucks are ready to begin their transformation into raw materials.
Every piece of metal, big or small, is collected and sent off for recycling. The journey continues as these materials head to the next stage.
Paces. At the recycling facility, car bodies are crushed and compacted into dense metal cubes. Large machines and
A modern industrial plant stands tall under a clear blue sky, with massive cooling towers and chimneys. After shredding, the car's remains are sorted using advanced machines and robotic arms. These machines separate.
Once the car is dismantled, the separated parts are sorted on conveyor belts by robotic arms. Each piece is.
After intense compression, the remains of the car are transformed into a solid metal cube. This compact block is easy to store, transport, and handle.
Inside the recycling plant, rows of compressed metal cubes and piles of scrap are neatly organized.
The compressed metal cubes are loaded onto trains and trucks, ready for their journey to the smelting plant.
The clean metal pieces are transported by conveyor belts and poured into large piles inside the recycling plant.
The sorted and shredded metal is moved along conveyor belts toward the furnace area. The metal pieces are automatically. The shredded and sorted metal is collected in large bins, waiting to be fed into the blazing furnace.
This dramatic process is the heart of metal recycling, transforming old car parts into pure, reusable material.
After melting, the recycled metal is cast into shiny new ingots, which are stacked in large piles inside the factory.
A giant claw grabs a load of scrap metal and drops it into a large container, sending up a cloud of dust and sparks.
The scrap metal is lifted and fed directly into the blazing furnace, where it will be melted down at extremely high temperatures.
Inside the furnace, the scrap metal is completely liquefied, ready to be cast into new shapes and forms.
Inside the furnace, the scrap metal has fully melted and now swirls as a pool of glowing, molten metal. A powerful burst of sparks and smoke fills the factory as the molten metal is processed and poured. The molten metal is refined and impurities are removed. The fiery pool bubbles and glows as it As the furnace continues to burn, the recycled metal inside is fully melted and purified, ready for casting into new shapes. The molten metal swirls and settles, with any remaining impurities rising to the surface and being removed.
The purified, glowing metal is rolled out into massive coils, ready to be used in new products.
After the metal is melted, the furnace is tilted to separate the slag, impurities that float to the top, from the pure molten metal below.
The purified molten metal is directed into molds by powerful machines, sending sparks flying in all directions.
Floors. The newly formed steel slabs are sent through rolling mills, where they are flattened and stretched into sheets or beams.
After the molten steel is formed into thick slabs, powerful jets of water rapidly cool the glowing metal. This cooling process hardens the steel.
The cooled steel slabs move down the production line, solid and strong, ready to be cut and shaped for new use. The glowing steel is rolled and shaped into long, sturdy beams. Sparks fly and steam rises. The bright orange stream marks the end of the recycling process for this batch of metal. Soon, this steel will cool. A powerful industrial saw slices through the glowing steel beams, sending a shower of sparks into the air.
A little to the left, hold it there. All right, securing the strap now. Everything checked out on the tablet, Foreman.
All right, solid. Let the driver know we're good to go.
Rows of steel beams are perfectly aligned, stretching across the vast factory floor. Thick.
After manual sorting, the metal pieces travel down an automated conveyor system equipped with sensors and magnets.
The finished steel wire rolls are stacked and organized inside the factory, surrounded by the energy and steam. The purified molten metal is poured out of the furnace in a bright, fiery stream. This liquid metal will be
It is shaped into long, strong wires and rolled into massive coils. Powerful cranes lift and move these